What is up, guys? Welcome back to the Stat Street Sports Podcast. Let's get right into it, man. Good to be back. It is good to be back. Good to have some news to talk about. I haven't done a full length video in a good little while. I haven't done a podcast episode in a good little while, a real long while. But that's because it's been so boring. There's been nothing really newsworthy to talk about. To be honest, I've been on the channel a little bit doing polls, doing community posts, doing a lot of YouTube shorts, but no real full length video. I've been live streaming as well. If you don't, follow the channel, follow the channel for gaming. Follow my Twitch as well. If you don't want to watch on YouTube live, on YouTube, you can watch on Twitch as well. Same name at Stat Street Sports on Twitch. But let's get into it, man. NBA, NFL, a bunch of things happened. I did a YouTube short on the Steelers move, but I'll get more in depth. The Steelers and the Dolphins trade. Also, the Darren Waller move as well. We'll get into that later on in the video. Let's start with the NBA first. And I'm trying to figure out where to start at or what team to start with. But I'll go with my biggest loser. My biggest loser right now, Tuesday, 5:30 p.m., recording this video. My biggest loser as of right now, and it probably won't change, the Detroit Pistons. The Detroit Pistons they lost their way. I don't know what they're doing. They letting everybody go. I do have one saving grace for the Pistons I'll get into, but they lost Tim Hardaway to the Denver Nuggets. The Nuggets got a lot better, and we'll get into that next. But the Denver Nuggets got a lot better, but Tim Hardaway going to the Nuggets. Dennis Schroeder played very well. Very good change of pace guard for the Pistons. He's now going to the Kings, probably their starting point guard. And then you have Malik Beasley probably going to get suspension / jail time / contract voided for the FanDuel betting stuff scandal. So they lost three of their guys, their top guys that helped Cade move the ball. No, excuse me, guys that gave Cade someone to move the ball to shoot. A lot of open shots, a lot of movement threes, all that stuff. Those were his main guys. Those were his main help. You can't rely on Tobias Harris and Jalen Duren and those guys and Young Thompson twin. Those were the vets that helped the Pistons get to where they got to last year and gave the Knicks a very first round, if I'm not mistaken. But they do have one saving grace. And that one saving grace, it might not work out. It might not even happen, but I'm looking at Bradley Beal. Bradley Beal to the Pistons, something I've been looking at for a while now. That has to happen. If you can bring back Bradley Beal of the Wizards a few years ago, and then bring that with Cade, that will unlock something different. Now, you're still going to miss out on shooting. They brought in Karis LeVert. I'm cool. No. But they still have some guys left. Quinn Grimes, he was a former Piston. They might bring him back. Bradley Beal. We'll see about him and the Suns and what they have going on, but not too many top guys left that can really change life or at least replace what they lost. Jordan Clarkson gone. Colin Sexton's already off the board. They do have a guy like Duncan Robinson. They might can get him. I think he's a free agent or can trade for him. Cam Thomas, but he's a shooter first. Guys like Tim, guys like Malik Beasley, guys like Schroeder, they gave them their identity. They gave offensive impact and defensive impact also. And like I say, not a lot of those guys are left for the Pistons to snatch up. So for me right now, and it's only day 2, day 3 free agency, the Pistons are the super biggest loser. Other than that, the Indiana Pacers. And look, I don't want to toot my own horn. I don't want to brush my own shoulders off, but I got to do it, man. I did a YouTube short immediately after, while Tyrese Halliburton, I'm about to say Tyler Hansborough, I'm so old. Tyrese Halliburton, when he popped his Achilles, the world knew as soon as it happened. I did a YouTube short immediately saying the Pacers were dead wrong for playing him. And I put it out on YouTube, put it out on TikTok. It got more traction on TikTok. And I've been getting some comments. Yo, you're wrong. You got to play game 6 and game 7, blah, blah, blah. In that situation, You have to trust your teammates. You have to trust your coaches. And they did not. They let Tyrese Halliburton play, and now the trajectory of the Pacers are changed forever. They are back to being bottom dwellers for now. They traded their longest tenured player, not traded, excuse me. They lost their longest tenured player in Miles Turner in a crazy, crazy move. He ended up going to the Milwaukee Bucks, which has been the Pacers' biggest rival the last couple of years. The Bucks pulled out a old move, a wave and stretch out I forgot the actual name of it, but basically they waived Damian Lillard and his contract is stretched out for the next 4 or 5 years. So paying him basically $25 million to not be on the team basically, and Dame is free to sign somewhere else. He'll miss all next year most likely, so he'll go somewhere else. But man, like that was a steal. That was something we didn't think of. Nobody thought of that. And like I said though, and that move happening to Miles Turner going to the Bucks, that was a trickle effect from Tyrese Halliburton being out for the season next year. Exactly why I said you have to trust your teammates. If you're the Pacers, if you're Halliburton, you have as an organization, the owner got to come down. Yo, cut it. We're not playing them. I don't care about none you're talking about. The GM, president, somebody, because and as I said in the YouTube short, look at the landscape of the East. If Halliburton stay healthy, whether they win or not, versus I mean, not stay healthy. If he doesn't rupture his Achilles in Game 7, and let's say they end up losing in Game 6 or Game 7, fine. You still have next year. And as I said in my YouTube short, teams do not want to play. They don't think they're playing for the future. I know it's not guaranteed, but the East looks weak. It was weak. And kind of still is. Even with some of the moves, it kind of still is. The Magic got better kind of with Bane, but I don't love that move. Tatum's out for the year. Cleveland, you can't trust them in big games. The New York Knicks, we'll see about their new head coach. Like, the list goes on. There's been no real there's been shakeups and stuff. The Hawks got better. The Hawks really took what the Pacers had going on and kind of integrated that into their new scheme or their new team. But it's like, man, like the Pacers really did themselves foul by letting Tyrese Halliburton play, and now he's done for an all next year. And then you punt it next year, they lowball Miles Turner because there's no way in the world you tell me if Halliburton stays healthy, they do not lowball Miles Turner. And the rumor is I've been seeing that the Pacers did not want to give Miles Turner over $100 million. They want to stay at stay at 3 years, $90 million, and they did not want to go over that $100 million mark, which is insane to me. So you can't tell me if they would have lost in 7 or lost in 6 with Halliburton being recovering for a couple months and being ready for next year, they would have came back full power. They definitely would have. Now the team is screwed for right now. We'll see what happens in the future. Things could always change, but right now the Pacers are my second biggest loser without a doubt. Like dog. I said it then. I didn't know this would happen, but this is a trickle down effect from Halliburton playing. He should have not played, but that's another story from another day. It is what it is. Already too late. It happened already. They might as well go ahead and trade Benedict Mathurin. Just let everybody go, bro. Let everybody go because they are in big trouble. Now to touch on some moves. Where do I start? Dame. I guess Dame being waived. Like I said, contract stretched. I don't know if Dame signs this year. There's no real point. Sign if he does sign with a team, he'll just be around for a year in their rehab facility, but he's not going to play. So it's like I don't know. Dame might just chill and wait it out until next summer. Excuse me, and sign somewhere there. So I don't really see Dame signing this year. Really no point. As far as the Bucks' future go, them bringing in Miles Turner, them bringing in Micic from the Hornets, Gary Harris from the Magic. kept Gary Trent, kept Bobby Portis, kept Porter Jr., they're still not good, bro. The Bucks still aren't good. It doesn't matter, bro. So I'm cool on the Bucks. I still think Giannis will want to go at some point this year, maybe even now still. But I think you give it an honest try if you're Giannis, see what happens. But I think by the trade deadline, we could see him and Bron being gone from their respective teams. I guess a good transition there to the Lakers. The Lakers lost Dorian Finney-Smith. They brought in what's the kid's name? I have his name written down in my notes. Jake LaRavia, pretty good player. He's like a Dorian Finney-Smith light for right now. He might not be as good as him, but he's a little different, kind of the same, kind of different. Same. He has a better catch and drive game than Dorian Finney-Smith does. A little better handle, but not as good of a rebounder, not as good of a defender. Doesn't have the same length that Dorian Finney-Smith does, but he is a pretty good player. So it's not bad there. If you watch Austin Reeves this offseason, he's been hinting. He's been working out with. Excuse me, my throat's so dry. He's been working out with with Arabia, so it makes sense. I think they share the same agents also, so that makes sense there. But as of right now, I'm watching I'm watching TikTok. I'm not TikTok. I'm watching X and watching Shams. Nothing has came up as a recent for the Lakers. So I think there's a really good chance that Bron, and I've seen Rich Paul's quote about LeBron's immediate future and all the out and in stuff. So we'll see what happens. But we could see there's a world where we could see Bron and or Giannis being traded at the trade deadline if both are healthy. So that would be insane. Guess the Denver Nuggets. We'll touch on them now. Phenomenal off season. Lost Westbrook, which is fine. They bring back Bruce Brown. They now added Tim Hardaway just recently. Who else they add? I have my list right here. It's in alphabetical order. Here we go. Cam Johnson trade for Michael Porter Jr. Perfect trade there. They brought in Jonas Valanciunas. Very good big man. He's in the backup role now, and I love it because I've been saying for a while they need a real true backup for Nikola Jokic. Give him some breaks, give him a rest, and Jonas will be a very good option. Another big, thick white boy to put behind Jokic. And I've been saying for a while too, Zeke Naji, he been stealing money, bro. He's getting paid all that money to do nothing. DeAndre Jordan, come on, dog. So yeah, I'm very happy with the Nuggets getting a better big man behind Jokic, and he is serviceable. He is beyond serviceable, and Jonas is still a good player and will be a good role player for the Denver Nuggets. So far so good for the Denver Nuggets, looking very solid. Houston Rockets obviously re-signed Steven Adams, Aaron Holiday, Jeff Green, Jabari Smith re-ups for a 5-year deal. Jayshawn Tate, Fred VanVleet, and they brought in Dorian Finney-Smith from the Lakers, as I said earlier, Kevin Durant via trade with the Suns, and Clint Capella. That team will be physical, and that team will be getting all of the rebounds. Every rebound possible, the Houston Rockets will be getting. So their main thing is just to score, and that's what Kevin Durant is there to do. Just score, bro. Score, play solid defense, but you have guys around you who can play good defense. The Thompson twin, Dorian Finney-Smith. What's the kid name? Shucks, I forgot his name now. What's his name? But yeah, the guy that was on the bench last year, Tyron Eason. You have Eason. Here's a bunch of guys. A bunch of Cam Whitmore who can do some as well. So they have a bunch of just young pieces surrounded by veteran players that are very good at what they do. Steven Adams, Clint Capella, very good rebounders. Very solid, I'll say not very good, but solid interior defense. Very good rebounders. And KD is a professional, top-notch, 3-level scorer. So yeah, that's gonna be a lot. You have the young boy last year, the top 5, top 3 pick. My mind going blank on me. All these names I gotta remember. What's the white kid name out of Kentucky? But sharpshooter. He's that backup point guard behind Fred VanVleet. So it's gonna be good. It's gonna be solid. It's gonna be a very very good team. So we'll see how everything pans out and what other moves they have. Excuse me, my throat's giving out on me quick. Um, Timberwolves staying in the West. Julius Randle resigns 3 year, $100 million. Nas Reed 5 years. Joe Ingles 1 year deal. The main piece they lost was Nickeil Alexander-Walker, obviously going to the Hawks. We talk about that later. Um, it's cool. It's cool. Nothing really to speak on there, in my opinion. They bring back everybody except for Walker. I mean, they're going to be a solid team. Nothing too crazy as of right now. Who else is worth talking about? Let's see. The Magic did pretty good. Brought in Bane, brought in Tyus Jones. I like that a whole lot. That's pretty solid there. It's another real. I'm trying to scroll through these names. Let's see. That's really it. That's really it. Jazz bring in Nurk. Let's move on to the Hawks real quick. Let's see, who else should I talk about? That's really it. Yeah, Lakers, Clippers, Harden back. That's cool. Brought in Brook Lopez, whatever. Nothing really to write home about. Warriors, super quiet. Only thing they've done so far is lose on Kevon Looney, which isn't a big deal. His role has been diminished the last couple of years, especially with Post coming in this year. Um, D'Angelo Russell going to the Mavs, cool. Just a little placeholder until Kyrie gets healthy this year or next year, depends on when it happens. 2 year deal there with a player option for D'Angelo Russell. Excuse me. The Hawks. I guess we'll finish on the Hawks. The Hawks made a very good leap. The rumor is, well, not a rumor, I guess the report. Trae Young, he's been recruiting his butt off. He recruited Luke Kennard. He recruited some other guys as well. But they brought in, and like I said earlier, the Hawks have really just bought into the Pacers play style. Same similar thing. You have rebounding. You have a lot of 3-and-D wings or long defenders, long forwards, and then you have that middle star point guard that can distribute his butt off, that can shoot his butt off when he's aggressive, and that can play make and all that good stuff. And that's what Trae Young, Halliburton, they're in the same realm style of player. Obviously, Halliburton is bigger, longer, but Trae is a master, just like Halliburton, at distributing the ball. And you have a lot of guys to kick out to, a lot of guys that can play offense, defense in a very good in a good way. They have very good balanced players. Dyson Daniels, Jalen Johnson, the rookie last year, Zachary Rashere, whatever his name is. No disrespect. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, Luke Kennard. A lot of those guys, most of those guys, except Kennard, really are known to be two-way, not great players, but very good, very solid two-way players. And they're going to be playing fast, going to be playing hard, going to be playing intense. As you know, last year, if you don't know, Dyson Daniels was a defensive monster last year, a bunch of steals. A lot of people had him in the mix for defensive player of the year as well. Also, so Dyson Daniels is going to be hopefully can return to form and also play better offensively too, be more consistent, and he'll be a top-notch player to add along with Jalen Johnson if he stays healthy and all those guys. So I'm the Hawks looking good. They're looking good, man. And with the Pistons not doing well, in my opinion, this offseason, the Celtics being down, the Cavs probably will have the best record if everybody stays healthy, but you know, you just can't trust them when it really matters most. Mitchell, Jared Allen, those boys, Garland, they seem to clam up. If not all of them, one at a time, just clams up when it really matters the most. The Knicks, like I said, the new head coach, the Hawks should be a top 3, top 4 seed in the East next year if everyone stays healthy, or no other moves happen as well. So we'll see what happens, but I have them being better than a lot of teams. And could be, and depending on how everything goes, they could be a top 2 seed. You never know. You never know. So the Hawks look very, very good. So yeah, if I said have to say my biggest winners, Hawks, Rockets, Nuggets, um, Hawks, Rockets, Nuggets. Who else? That's really it. Hawks, Rockets, Nuggets. Uh, Looking now, that's really it. No one else really. Yeah, Hawks, Rockets, Nuggets. That's it. Those three. You can say the Magic with Bane and Tyus Jones. I don't mind that because they really don't have that many needs. Shooting, playmaking, and you get that with Jones. You get that with Bane as well. Uh, and also a little bit defense too on both. Yeah, they're good two-way players too. So yeah, I guess you can throw in the Magic. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. I like the Spurs bringing in Luke Cornett. That's not bad either. I don't hate that move. So yeah, that's really it. The biggest winners there. Um, but as far as the NBA goes, man, we check for some more live news. Check on Sham's X account just to make sure. Yep, no other news right now. Drew Eubanks will sign with the Kings. Yeah, that's really it right now. Make sure. Yeah, the Pistons, man, they're very, very quiet, very passive. I don't know what's going on in Detroit, man. I was hoping for them to keep at least Schroeder. I really loved his change of pace, his chemistry with the Pistons, his dynamicism with the Pistons, and I thought he would have been great to keep along with Kay Cunningham. So very disappointing to see them lose out on him and Tim Hardaway, knowing that Malik Beasley is probably going to be in some mess. Excuse me, caught in some mess, at least for a while. So we'll see. We'll see. So yeah, the Pistons really pissed me off there. No pun intended. Pacers. I told y'all. I told y'all in short. I'm going on TikTok in the comments soon and get right on their tail. I told y'all this was the backlash to old boy getting hurt. If he didn't play, Turner would still be a Pacer probably. They'll ride out to next year as probably the favorites in the East. But hey, it is what it is. As far as LeBron future goes, like I said, I think he could be traded. Probably will be. Probably will demand a trade. If I were to want one spot for LeBron to go, probably wouldn't happen. But if he goes here, it will be a game changer, super game changer. The Minnesota Timberwolves. The Minnesota Timberwolves right now. I'm not trying to go to Cleveland. You know, he's been there 2 times. I'm sure they'll welcome him back as well. Because Garland, like I said, Garland's not a big time player. I know he got hurt, got banged up with the foot, a little toe thing, whatever. But we've seen in 2 straight playoff seasons where the Cavs were a pretty good team. They looked pretty solid. Garland had not shown up. He just haven't. And the East is super weak. So I could see 1 year deal, the last, getting paid $50 million. Brian go to Cleveland. That makes sense as well. But if LeBron wants to really like shake things up, and also you want to have someone with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Did I say Browns the whole time? But since the Cleveland Cavaliers have two in Donovan Mitchell, you want a young guy that can take the reins. And Anthony Edwards can be that. Mitchell can too. So man, you have Goldberg, Edwards, uh, McDaniels, and then you have Evan Mobley, Donovan Mitchell, and Hunter. Which trio sounds better to add with LeBron? That's a big question mark. I don't know. It's tough. It's tough. Who's better, Mobley or Gobert? I guess offensively you have to say Mobley because defense is about a wash or close to. I guess Mobley and also Mobley's more mobile than Gobert. So I guess Mobley wins that. Hunter or McDaniel, that's tough. That's super tough. And then you have Mitchell or Anthony Edwards. I know Edwards has more claim than Mitchell, but Mitchell's no slouch. Mitchell's no slouch. I just think defensively, Edwards gives you more. I think he gives you more than Mitchell does. So I would say Edwards is better, but it's close. It's close. So if I'm LeBron, I know, I know it's Minnesota. I know it's cold. It gets cold there. But if I'm him, I want to have a young team, a team that just and look. It might be like the KD thing. The team that just beat me, I'm going to them. But it makes sense. It really, really makes sense. Just like how KD, and then I know LeBron and KD aren't the same player, but just like KD to the Timberwolves makes sense. They need that veteran wing to help take them over the top. To help see if you have a veteran wing. We'll talk more clear. A veteran wing like KD or Bron or no, I know it's old, but like Melo, those guys, even at their advanced age, I know Melo's out of the league now. I'm saying for an example, those guys will take attention off of Anthony Edwards to free him up more. 'Cause, the main thing to stop the Timberwolves right now is to trap Edwards. Bodies on bodies. 2, 3 guys, 4 guys rotating, 4 guys coming down in different ways, trapping them, getting the ball out of his hands. That's the main thing that's hurting the Timberwolves. They have no other top guy on the wing to really make a play. So I think if you add a Bron, if you were to add or had added a KD, that would have been perfect for Edwards because you're gonna what double Anthony Edwards with KD right there. Good luck. You're gonna double Edwards with LeBron right there. Good luck. So I think, and also having a young guy like Edwards kind of dominate in spurts will give guys like KD and Bron the extra rest that okay, I can chill for a little bit. You have McDaniel, you have a Nas Reed or Rand. I would assume if LeBron were to go to the Timberwolves, Randall or Nas Reed would have to be involved. Excuse me. So yeah, I definitely think that makes the most sense. But knowing how these guys don't want to go to the smaller markets, go to the cold markets. I know. Look, I know it get cold in Cleveland too. I just think LeBron, the Cleveland, it is sensible. It really is sensible. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes with LeBron. As far as Giannis goes, man, what's a good landing spot for Giannis? I don't know. Everybody's cap space so different now. I guess the Spurs would still make sense. It really would. If you give, I don't know how it will work, so don't pick on me in the comments. But Giannis to the Spurs, you give up Castle or what's the young kid they just drafted? Castle or the young kid from Rutgers, and also De'Aaron Fox too, plus Vassell, plus Keldon Johnson, plus some picks. That makes sense. That makes a lot of sense. To still pair with those guys, it makes sense. It makes sense. So we'll see. We'll see. But a lot of stuff to be determined. A lot of stuff to still shake and bake this off season for the NBA. On to the NFL. I spoke on this. Only 2 moves happened, and involving one involving the same team. The Dolphins were involved in both of those crazy moves. But let's get into it, man. I talked about it on YouTube Short yesterday when it happened. As soon as it happened, I spoke on it, gave my live reaction to it. The Steelers traded away Micah Fitzpatrick, and I believe, a 7th or 5th round pick, whatever it was, to the Dolphins for Jalen Ramsey, Jonnu Smith, and also a pick, 5th or 7th round pick, whatever it was. Let's discuss that. So, as I said in my YouTube short, my initial thoughts was confusion. After that, I didn't like it. Now, 24 hours passed. As far as the Steelers side go, I get it. I understand it. Ramsey is a good player, heck of a player, obviously, as we all know. Getting up there in age, you have Ramsey, Porter Jr., and Darius Slay. You have Brandon Eccles, who y'all brought in. You have Bishop, who was there last year or two, something like that. You have Juan Thornhill. You have Deshaun Elliott, I believe. A lot of backlog at DB. Same or similar to the Baltimore Ravens, so it's not a bad thing. but just got to mix and match. Ramsey should play some safety, should play some slot, should play some outside. Um, so I understand the move. Jonnu Smith coming on a 1-year deal, pairing him with Pat Fryermuth back in Arthur Smith's system. Um, the Steelers haven't added much receiver. Well, they added a couple of receivers, but nothing really noteworthy other than DK. They brought in Scotty Miller, I believe, or he was there already. Roman Wilson could get a bigger role this year. They brought in a kid from the Rams, Ben something. I forgot his name now, but they have some okay weapons. Calvin Austin still there, obviously. So I have Jonnu Smith as a receiver tight end hybrid. We'll see how they run everybody. Darnell Washington as well. So Cam Hayward's little brother. So it's going to be mix and match there as well. A bunch of weird things going on with the Steelers. But as far as the play goes, we'll see. But on paper, I just can't get jiggy with it. I just don't love it. I truly don't. You're banking a whole lot on Keldon Johnson. You're banking a whole lot on the offensive line. You're banking a whole lot on Arthur Smith's scheme. As a Falcons fan, that scares me. At the same time, we didn't have the right quarterback either. We had Desmond Ritter. We had who else we have? Who else did we have? I don't remember. So far, it's so long ago now. I don't remember who else was there. But we had Ritter. We had who else was there with Ritter? Can't remember right now. But Smith, Arthur Smith is a good offensive mind. And runs the piss out the ball, which is cool for the Steelers. So we'll see. We'll see. I don't really have much to say else different as far as I don't love it. You're banking a whole lot on a lot of older guys, Slade, Ramsey, A-Rod, Jonnu Smith. He's been around for a while. It hasn't really panned out nowhere either except for last year with the Dolphins. And that was because everybody got hurt or got banged up or just a bad year for everybody else but Smith. So we'll see. We'll see what he can bring here to the Steelers. As far as the Dolphins go with Minkah Fitzpatrick, it's ironic, it's funny, but he does shore up that back end. You still need some cornerback help, but you do get off money, Jalen Ramsey long-term money, which is awesome there. So we'll see what Minkah Fitzpatrick that we get with the Dolphins. How good will he and can he be? Now going on to the next and last topic of the video. Darren, I should kind of lead it better than that next time. Let's start over. Let's rewind. Now, leading to that, the Dolphins traded Jonnu Smith. The rumor was, and the report was, they're looking to add a tight end. A lot of stuff came out. My Falcons, Kyle Pitts, Michael Mayer from the Raiders, Mark Andrews, a bunch of names has got mentioned. Dallas Goedert maybe still. A bunch of names got mentioned. It ended up being out of everybody, formerly retired New York Giant tight end Darren Waller. I was like, what in the world? That was insane. Insane. I thought he was a rapper now, full time. The way he talking, the way he rap, football is done and over with for him. So it was crazy to see. I know he's been in shape or been staying in shape. I'm sure it's not new to him that this was happening, but it is wild. It is definitely wild. Can he still be good? That's the main question. Can he still take contact? Can he still, because if you think about it, Waller hasn't been good in a minute. He hasn't had NFL contact in a minute. He hasn't been good in a minute either, though, because that first year in New York was not the move. So it's like, man, I don't know. It's a crapshoot. We'll see. We'll see. But if you trust anybody, it's Mike McDaniel's scheme, as far as offensively goes. So what can he add? What can he bring to the table? We'll see. If it doesn't work out, no harm, no foul, because you can still get a guy like Pitts at the trade deadline if the team is doing well, like Noah Fant, like David Njoku maybe if the Browns are struggling, which they probably will be. We'll see. So, it's not dead in the water for the Dolphins. If they can maintain a good record and be in the mix by trade deadline and Waller isn't playing well or injured or something, you could still get some help. So it's not the worst thing ever, but it is interesting to see if Waller can still play, because when he was good years ago now with the Raiders, he was very good. But he hasn't been that good or had NFL contact in a good little while since he's been retired. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. But that's it for the stream, man. Well, for podcast, not stream. I'm so used to streaming. That's it for the podcast. Let me do one more check around socials just to make sure nothing else is going on. One more quick check. Check Shams out. Nothing there. Check my football out. Nothing there either that I can see. Yep, that's it. That is it. So that's it for the podcast, man. What is this? Podcast episode 4, 5, 3, something like that. Whatever it is. I do want to do an individual video breaking down the, if it's worth talking about, the Kevin Durant, LeBron, Steve Nash interview. What's it called? Man of the Game podcast. LeBron and Steve Nash podcast. See what that's about. I was interested. I saved it to my save for watch later notes. So we'll see if that's worth talking about. I'll talk about it. If not, expect a stream coming soon, probably tonight. Whenever you hear this, a stream coming tonight or tomorrow night. The Pittsburgh Steelers, their new look team, all that stuff. So we'll see, man. But that's it for video, guys. Like, share, comment, subscribe. I will see you guys next time.